Welcome to Marketing in the Age of AI, the show for leaders who want real results, not more noise. Join Emanuel Rose as he helps business builders turn AI from a confusing add-on into a practical advantage with clearer messaging, stronger trust, and smarter systems. If you felt the shift happening in real time, you're not imagining it. In the agentic pivot, Emanuel calls it the move from experimenting with AI to building with it, so it supports your team, your brand, and your growth. Let's get into it.
Welcome to this episode of Marketing in the Age of AI. I'm Emanuel Rose, and today I get the pleasure of speaking with an esteemed guest, Jason Barnard. He's an award-winning entrepreneur and the founder of CaliCube. Jason is recognized as a world authority on digital brand control. He is committed to solving the critical challenge of algorithmic misrepresentation, ensuring that business leaders receive the recognition they deserve in the digital landscape. This is, I think, Jason's third time of being on the show, and I am super appreciative to have you spend some more time with me. Thank you so much, Jason.
Well, thank you for having me. Third time lucky, Emmanuel. Maybe I'll say something smart this time.
Besides just being a smart aleck, right?
Yep. That's what they said to me when I was a kid.
Yeah, me too. So no, I really do appreciate it. I love the directionality and the vectors that you're on in marketing right now, and I think you're onto something brilliant. So, and I found out that you are a finalist for the Best Use Case Award at the Global AI Summit 2026 for EO. And I got to know how was that process, and how did that turn out?
Oh, it's actually a really cool story. Entrepreneurs Organization is, as you know, 18,000 or 20,000 entrepreneurs around the world. Every company has to have $1 million or more of revenue to join. I'm in the Entrepreneurs Organization Paris chapter. Oh, I'm the communications chair this year, so I'm more important than I was last year.
That's right. You're hitting the small time.
I received an email that said, "Congratulations, you've been selected for the best use case of AI at the Global Summit, AI Summit 2026." And I thought, oh, cool. And then 2 minutes later, I got an email saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, that was a mistake. It was supposed to be for another Jason." And I wrote back and said, "Well, that's a pity, because actually we do have the best use case of AI in our market, which is CaliCube Pro.
Right.
Maybe I can enter." And they said, "Yeah, go ahead." And we got nominated as one of the finalists. It was last week. Unfortunately, we didn't win, but then being a finalist, being one of the best use cases in the Entrepreneurs Organization is already a huge accolade, and I'm super proud.
Yeah, well, congratulations on that. And that is
well, the explanation I gave was, we use AI that we do control to control the AI that you don't think you can control.
Yes.
And I don't think anybody understood what I meant. So it may be we could have won if I'd explained it better.
Well, it is a complicated description, but that's because the technology is still a little complicated for all of us to wrap our brains around.
Yeah. Well, I mean, last time we were talking, I was saying that I was developing the CaliCube Pro platform for it's actually V11, version 11.
Wow.
So it's been going, well, and that's the thing. I started in 2015, coded it all by hand, and obviously now a lot of AI involved. And it's the last 6 months since I talked to you that I've been implementing AI, both to develop the platform using Claude to plan and Cursor with ChatGPT installed to actually execute the code. And it's really, really, really efficient and effective.
Interesting. Yeah.
And then AI that actually runs the platform. So all of the stuff we were doing by hand is now being done by AI. And as I said to you before the show, I switched to live version 11.3.1 yesterday.
All right. Well, I do have to pat ourselves on the back, because we did, the last time we talked, we said, hey, let's do a show about the release, and you picked a date, and we scheduled it up, and somehow it remained aligned, which is a miracle for software, as we both know.
Yeah, well, it's actually later than I thought. I was going to launch it at the beginning of January. It was supposed to be a New Year's release.
Yeah.
But then I realized that what I've developed is patentable. So I set about
There you
doing the
go.
patents. So I've
Yep.
now got a huge number of patents with the French Patent Office. And then I thought, okay, and academic papers. My thought process is new and different. So I've submitted academic papers. There's another one going to be published soon, my second one. And all of that pushed it all back. But the more it pushed back the last 2 months, the better I got at developing. And the more I realized how powerful what we've built is. And I've been thinking about it the last few days. The SaaS industry is going to be struggling.
Yep.
But we won't. Because organizing your digital footprint in order to feed that digital footprint efficiently to AI assistive engines and AI assistive agents is never going to be something that you can do without, or you can do effectively and efficiently without the technology behind it and without the data. So we have the data, we have the technology, and I'm starting to sound like the $1 million man.
That's okay. You've got 25 billion data points and 73 million brands. So you do have some data at least.
Yeah. And I started collecting that in 2015.
Yep.
And I started off with a tiny data set of, I think it was 300 brands. And I've been expanding the data set from 300 brands, collecting just brand search, the search engine results page for the brand name, using a great platform called Authoritas. And then I used WordLift at one point and still use WordLift for some of the data points. But what I did, I think, was really smart, is I collected small amounts of data around a small set of brands and expanded it out. So each time I expanded out, I could measure the accuracy of the new set of data.
Oh, yes.
And each time it's 97% compatible or reflects what I had before. And that means that I can now scale very fast.
Right.
So a year ago, we had 3 billion data points. And we've moved that in a year to 25 billion.
Wow.
And we're going to keep growing. We're going to be at 100 billion in a couple of years' time, probably more. I mean, I don't know. That's my guess.
Right.
But then there's also the question of there comes a point when you don't need more data, for, at least to serve the clients, because my role and my aim isn't to serve every client in the universe. My aim is to serve the clients we have as well as I possibly can.
Sure.
And I don't need all the data that a huge platform like Google has, or SEMrush even, or Adobe. I need the data I need to serve my clients.
Absolutely.
And I don't have any ambition to be the absolute reference for absolutely everybody in the world.
Well, that's because you're a savvy marketer and you got to niche down into your ICP, right?
So you've just said 25 billion data points and 73 million brands is niching down.
Well, in comparison to, let's say, Google, how about that?
Yes.
It is an impressive amount of data, but explain to me how, as a marketing professional, I can use Calicube Pro in order to serve my needs as an AL implementation agency and a digital marketing agency, and how I can use it to serve my clients.
I think the best way to explain what Calicube Pro does is to say it manages your brand online in the minds of your audience and AI. And it does it using huge amounts of data and technology in order that everybody understands the AI, the people you serve, your audience. They all understand who you are, what you do, who you serve, why you're the most credible solution, and exactly what you can do to help them and why they should choose you. And if you can convince your ideal audience, your ICP, of that, then you're making sales. And a lot of the time, you're talking to that ICP through the interface of Google, ChatGPT, and other AI.
Absolutely. Yep.
Oh, and you'll like this. I think I thought about it since the last time I taught you. It's the 95-5 rule.
Okay. What's that?
Professor Dawes, who's a professor in Australia, figured out in 2020 that 5% of your ICP are actually in market at the moment you first contact them.
Yes.
So you try and sell to those 5%, hopefully you succeed in selling some. And the other 95%, your entire marketing strategy is about how to be top of mind for that person, for that 95% at the moment they then come in market.
Right.
And you have no idea when that's going to happen. So you do advertising campaigns, remarketing, you do email, and you do advertising.
We're nurturing and helping them self-educate.
Yes. And you're hoping that at the moment they switch to that moment of saying, I actually want to buy, that you happen to be standing in front of them.
Absolutely.
I've solved the problem.
Oh, that's great news.
I loved your expression there. That was brilliant. You're a great actor. Thank you. You let the AI do it for you.
Yes.
If you're top of algorithmic mind, everybody who's going to move into market is going to use AI to do some kind of research or double check or research your brand or research your competitors. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
If you are top of algorithmic mind of ChatGPT, Google, Copilot, Siri, Alexa, Perplexity, all of these machines, the moment that person researches it, when they're coming into market, your brand appears and they go, oh, I remember them. They were brilliant. And the AI recommends them. Therefore, this is the correct solution. Job done. You're sold. Top of algorithmic mind is the solution to the 95.5 problem.
It is. I got to say, it is. I agree with you, and that with the zero-click world that we live in, that is the most important thing, right?
Yep. Oh, and I've got another good thing that I've been discovering as I dig down into this world. There are three. We've got the perfect click, which is the recommended click that Fabrice Cannell from Bing told me about. So the entire funnel is in Copilot, Perplexity, Siri, ChatGPT, Google. And they offer you the perfect click, i.e. when push comes to shove, the zero-sum moment, as I'm calling it, who do I buy from? And the AI will say, this is the solution. It's CaliCube in my case. Boom, sale done. That's the perfect click. Before that, we had what I now call the imperfect click, which is the zero moment of truth that Google talked about 15 years ago.
Right.
And they were saying, at the moment of purchase, people will double check with Google, see the 10 results, choose the best one. So that's imperfect because you don't know which one they're going to choose. Perfect click, the AI tells you who to choose, and 95% of the time, let's say, you choose that solution. Then you've got the agentic click, where the agent makes the decision and the human being doesn't get involved.
I love
Those
that.
are the three, and we're already there.
For sure. Yeah.
Cloudflare, Stripe, they've launched the technology and it's already working. It's already made $50 million of sales. The agent is making the decision on behalf of the purchaser. Where are we going with that?
Yeah, that's a beautiful concept of the agentic click, and it's not being spoken about enough yet. I have one other question though. I want to know what you're calling this kind of optimization at this point, because the last time we had a little dust up about what we should call it, and I want to know what's Jason Barnard calling the optimization of the LLMs now.
It's not optimization of the LLMs.
See how behind I am?
Optimization of the LLMs is the generative engine optimization that people talk about. And I'm arguing that that's already out of date. Sorry.
That's okay.
And it only looks after one aspect. So you have search engine optimization looking after the search.
Yep.
Generative engine optimization looking after the LLM that generates the response, multimodal, it doesn't really matter. That's a detail. That's only two of the algorithmic trinity. The third one is the knowledge graph.
Okay, gotcha.
All of them together is AI assistive engine optimization. And I call it that because the engine is assisting you in your purchase or you're finding the solution.
Yeah.
And it describes what I'm getting from the machine as opposed to what the machine does, which generative engine optimization says this is what the machine does. Nobody cares what it does. Nobody cares how it works. I care.
It's a black box. Yeah.
It assists me.
Yeah, I like that.
Next step, of course, is assistive agent optimization.
Yes, I'm following you now. Yeah.
There you go. So, Jason Barnard, assistive agent optimization. That's my bag. That's where I'm going.
I think that's brilliant, and it fortunately for me, it matches my latest book, which is the agentic pivot. So at least we're aligned this time, which is the good news.
Brilliant. I mean, well, and the agentic pivot is huge, but I think kind of one thing that people like you and I often lose sight of is that the world isn't necessarily seeing what we're seeing right now.
For sure. Yeah.
And even when they do, it's not all going to be like that. So a lot of people I'm talking to are getting really carried away with agentic AI and the fact that it's going to make the purchase and that I'm going to give it a mandate and it will go out and negotiate for me the best cup of coffee price or the best flight or whatever it's going to be. Make the purchase and give it to me. But then you say, actually, for my wedding, I'm not going to let that happen. That's an emotional decision.
For sure. Yeah.
And so you have that to come into play. Then you have what's available to me depending on my location, depending on the laws in the country I live, depending on my own emotional engagement with the purchase decision. And then you've also got old people who just don't change their ways.
Yeah, right.
And, the fact that somebody says, I still like searching on Google and I will always search on Google till the day I die, absolutely fair. So
just like there's people still using the phone book to find phone numbers, right? Yeah.
And I think it's really important to remember that it's divided into these groups of people, and there's many different ways to cut and cross that over. It's individual preference, emotional involvement, culture, country, laws, language, opportunity, access, gazillions of reasons, but they will all coexist. And you need to optimize for all of them, which is why I'm saying assistive agent optimization. In order to optimize for the agents, you need to optimize for the assistants. To optimize for the assistants, you needed to optimize for the search and the LLM and the knowledge graph. So all of it, it's this funnel. Sorry, not this funnel. It's the Russian doll thing.
Yep.
Where assistive agent optimization is the one that holds them all.
Interesting. Yeah. So, and I speak about it in terms of we're selling to 4 generations of humans right now.
Ooh,
right.
I like
we got boomers, we got X, we got millennials, we got Z's, and the alphas are below there. So really 5 generations. And then inside those 5,
am I in the boomers?
You're a boomer, right? You're just barely over 60, right?
No, oh, thank you very much. Just under.
Just under, perfect. So you're Gen X, yeah. So that's why you and I could understand each other so well. So we have 5 generations that we're selling to, and we have people who are in different phases of capacity. And what we're concerned about sometimes is the right-hand side of the curve, which are the laggards. We hope we never have to sell the laggards because they always wanted how it used to be and at the same price. And we don't want to sell necessarily the mid-market, but just on the left side of the mid-market. So they're adventurous and will spend lots of money on new products. But the point is that we have to know who our ideal client profile is and how they like to consume information. And the more that we can get granular on that with hopefully some of your data points, then we're able to create better content for self-education through the buying process.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, and to what extent do your audience actually kind of look at optimizing their digital footprint, which is what fundamentally we do at CaliCube?
Well, I tend to have younger professionals as people who are listening to this show. So I love to talk about those fundamentals just so that we don't get too distracted by the big shiny objects, but we stay connected to the humans doing transactions.
Right. Can I show you CaliCube Pro?
Please do. Yeah, I'd love to see it, Jason.
Because I'm super excited. It happened yesterday, and I'm really glad that I'm talking to you today. Because I
don't get that often, but I do appreciate that you're excited.
Right, I'm showing my screen. Can you see it?
Let's see, not quite yet.
I think you might have to add it to the screen. CaliCube Pro, the world's most advanced
there we go.
digital brand intelligence platform. Oh, here we go. There you go.
Nice. Yep, love it.
Isn't that cool?
That is cool.
There we go. Patent pending.
What's the domain of that? What's the domain?
CaliCube.pro. KALICUBE.pro.
Love it. Okay.
So that's the homepage. And this is basically what we're going to be offering people who use the system. This is our client, Scott Duffy, been with us 5 years. We've been optimizing his digital footprint for 5 years. He loves us so much. He sold a company to Richard Branson. Richard Branson, who always competes, realized this guy had built a company that he couldn't compete with, so he bought it.
Nice.
A number of people in the world who can say they sold a company to Richard Branson, who's very small, and Scott is one of them. Anyway,
That's cool.
we audit his digital footprint and we pull in all the URLs, all of the pages that talk about him, that have anything about him on it, and in this list. We then score them according to whether they serve the bottom of the funnel brand, middle of the funnel competitive comparison, or top of the funnel discovery.
Gotcha.
And so he can choose, I'm working on discovery today, and the order of the pages changes, and we say, I want to work on this one first because it's the most important to discovery. And now obviously I do my tasks, all of that stuff, but then I can click on that button and we go over here and we've got AI smart copywriters that are trained to talk for him in his voice based on his business goals and our system of understandability, credibility, deliverability, the CaliQ process, pre-filled in order to generate whatever content it is. In this case, third-party website, replace the information on this timeline on Crunchbase, which is very important to his particular brand. And it will rewrite for that page. If it's on his website, he copy-pastes it. If it's not, he reaches out to them, and it will explain to him how and why that should be done. He has these other AI assistants, on-site copywriter, off-site copywriter, if you want to write a press release, all of which is writing in his voice with his business goals and his business persona in mind.
Beautiful.
And our strategy applied to it as though I was doing it, because I put my brain into the AI. So
just in time.
Yeah, just in time before I die.
I love it.
Thank you very much.
Genius.
And then obviously we track it all. So you have, which URL do I need to optimize, in what order? I just go through them, optimize them one after the other. I use the AI copywriters that are designed to do that based on the CaliQ process, my own knowledge, our 73 million brands and our 25 billion data points, plus your persona, plus your business goals. Optimize it all, and then track the results across 9 different engines here. And we show you your control and how well you're doing. We give you the score. And by the end of the process, takes about a year because we have a lot of URLs, can be faster. But one thing that's really important that people don't realize is however fast I work, I can't speed up the process of algorithmic digestion.
Sure, absolutely.
So there you go. A year project for you. Kick it off today. You'll be ready for assistive agents.
That's a beautiful piece of software, and I appreciate the architecture and the thought process to stack and stack and stack and stack leverage, and to use the computer for what the software should be used for, and to bake in custom GPTs on brand, and then the brain of Jason Barnard from CaliQ. So very nice work, very beautiful.
Thank you very much. You're such a kind person. And one of the lovely things was I was sitting here a few weeks ago, and I was just reading. I've just basically codified my brain,
right?
And I figured out a way to codify your writing style and codify your persona, and that kind of grouping of codified intelligence added on top of the intelligence of the AI LLMs themselves knocks it out of the park.
Yeah, no, that's beautiful, and it will be dynamic. As I know you've already built that into it too. As things change, you'll be able to upgrade and update so that it is 100% consistent with changes.
I'll leave you with this point. Is a lot of people are building knowledge graphs in their website. WordLift do this incredibly well, and that's absolutely necessary for agentic operations, agentic marketing. For assistive agents, you need to organize your content within your own company in order to be able to communicate that through the website where the crawlers come as MCP for the agents that come and ask for information, for the feeds that you're giving to ChatGPT and Google. But, so that's WordLift, that's fine, that's brilliant. We organize your entire digital footprint and bring it together in one neat package that we can feed the AI your entire digital footprint in an incredibly consistent manner in the same way, i.e. through your website, through the feeds, and through the MCP or web MCP.
Yeah,
And
so it
that is
matches.
huge. Nobody on earth is doing that. Sorry, I'm getting over it.
No, it's good. It could be, because it's critical that all that data and information matches so that they're able to see the consistency across all the variety of sources. So that's the genius.
Why Calicube will always have a job.
Yeah, I love it. Now, is this something that is a SaaS that I can sign up for and start using myself, or do I need to be a client of Calicube to be able to use it?
Right now, you need to be a client of Calicube.
Okay.
But we're going to launch what I just showed you.
Yep.
Without the bells and whistles you could see behind. So what I showed you will be launched as a SaaS.
Yep.
There'll be a setup fee because we need to set it up, because when people set it up wrong, it all goes horribly wrong and they blame the machine.
Of course.
And
yeah.
so it's basically self-service. You come in, we give you a list of URLs, you work on them in the order you want, you use the AI assistants to rewrite the content or write the content you need, and then we track the results.
Yep.
Finished. And simpler than that, I couldn't manage. I'm sorry.
Well, I do have hope that between Claude Code and Codex, at some point you will be able to create an onboarding tool that will allow somebody as inexperienced as myself to be able to use it as a SaaS, standalone SaaS.
Yeah. Well, definitely. Well, it's certainly on the rise. I mean, right now I've automated a lot of the stuff that my team need to do.
Yep.
And one of the really important things that I'm seeing is the consistency of the information within the platform propagates out incredibly powerfully. And if anything in the platform is out of place, that propagates out. So
Yep.
mistakes amplify really quickly.
Yep.
And that's the key, is that with Calicube Pro, we hold it all together so that that mistake doesn't happen in the first place and therefore doesn't propagate and doesn't amplify. And once it amplifies and it gets out of control in the wild, it's really hard to
bring it back. Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure. Yeah, you bet. Jason, I really appreciate you spending time with me again. And you and I could continue to have this conversation for the next 3 hours, but you've got other more important things to do. I will make sure that we have the free resources that are available on Calicube Pro in the show notes, and I have some links to your LinkedIn profile. Any other way that you want to have people contact you if they want to have a conversation?
Ask ChatGPT about me. Ask Google about me, and it will tell you anything you want to know, and it will be accurate, and it will be positive and convincing, and get in contact if you want to. But just to be clear, if you go to calicube.pro, Kalicube.pro, and you're a geek, you can look in Google's knowledge graph, you can look at brand data, you can look at the geeky stuff that helps SEOs, or traditional SEOs and AEOs and GEOs and whatever you want to call yourself. If you go to calicube.com, Kalicube.com/guides, then you get the practical guides of how to actually do the work as a marketer and an SEO. So there's there's less data, but really helpful information. So everything I do, everything I've thought about, the whole process, the Calicube process, and how to control your brand identity in a world of AI, I explain and give away for free, because I think, or I believe, it's an existential problem. We have the right to control our own identity in the brains of this AI that we often feel we don't control, but in fact we do. We just have to take the initiative.
Well, I do appreciate that sentiment and that ethic, and thank you for your contribution.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel. That was delightful.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and thank you for your time. I'm grateful for that, and best of luck with the release, and may it be bug-free and and work as designed from today forward.
Yeah, no comment.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.
Bye, man. Thank you.
Bye. Yep. Well, I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. It's great for if you're not able to work directly with Jason and his team, then go and check out CaliCube, the two domains that'll be listed, both the pro and the .com. They'll be listed in the show notes. And take advantage of the tools that he's published, and control your brand on search engines and on the LLMs, and for the agentic pivot that we're in as well. So I hope that you continue to dig in to AI, that you find some ways that it can save you time, and that with that time, you don't just work more, but you spend time continuing to upskill, that you spend that time with your friends and family, and that you get outside into nature, away from the screens. This is Emanuel Rose, Marketing in the Age of AI.
Thanks for listening to Marketing in the Age of AI. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast so you never miss a future episode. Your copy of Authentic Marketing in the Age of AI is available at Amazon.com or EmanuelRose.com. You can also connect with Emanuel on LinkedIn. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.